What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Saving Men's Lives Network. Today, fellas, I want to talk to you about something that every man should know. And most of you, to your credit, do already know. But a lot of guys don't. And they fail badly as a result. This is the bro code. The unwritten but fully understood rules of the road for being a boy as you transition into manhood. Things like you always leave a space at the urinals between the guy next to you, unless it's like a crowded baseball game and it's every man for himself. You know, things like when you open the door, say thank you, and 99% out of 100, homie will say he appreciates the gesture of you showing that basic kindness. But it's deeper than that, because it's a lot to cover, but we don't have that kind of time. So I want to focus on one particular aspect of the bro code that many more guys should be aware of, but way too many don't. And that's, you should never try to bag another man's girl. Now, let me qualify something real quick. As men, especially if you watch my content, and if you're new here, welcome. As men who watch my content and content like mine, you are red pill aware. You are aware of the fact that we live in a blue pill matrix. You're aware of the fact that we live in a country and a society that does its best to denigrate masculinity, make it appear as if it's the big bad boogeyman responsible for all the world's wrongs, when the truth of the matter is the world as we now know it, especially here in the first world English-speaking West, would not even exist or be possible were it not for very masculine men doing extraordinary things. Another story for another time. But for right now, I want to talk about guys who go after females who they know have a dude that's laying claim to them. Now listen, if you're RP, you already know that's not your girl. That is just your turn. And you got to enjoy your turn for whatever it is, however long it is, until the next dude shows up to take what you thought was your spot. We understand this. Women aren't here for a long time in the West. They're only here for a good time until their hypergamy kicks in, they monkey branch to the next dude, which may or may not even be a better dude than you. Again, I got videos on that in the catalog. Check them out. For right now, though, I want to talk about this from the perspective of a guy who has served in the military, who's seen some things, and a shift in my mind, which has done very well for me, and I think could do well for you as well. When I was in middle school, high school, if I knew a girl had a boyfriend, right, and she was cute, she was feeling me, she was giving me all the energy or whatever, I had enough moral value before I ever knew about the RP. Before I even knew about that, I had enough morals in me to try to ease off that shit. Because I know she go with Jimmy, for example, right? That's Jimmy's girl. I don't want to do that. Now, I would carve out for myself a little loophole, illegitimately, but yeah, it is what it is. If Jimmy was treating her bad, or if I knew Jimmy was cheating on her, something like that, I might entertain it. This is middle school, high school type shit. You know, I would, you know, I seen Jimmy at the mall with another chick at the food court, all hugged up, kissy facing, you know. So the next day when I see Shorty girl, oh yeah, we could do that. What you've been talking about for the last month, we can make that happen. When your parents ain't gonna be home type stuff, right? It wasn't until I left high school. I went in the Navy right after school, right? And I had a lot of guys who I served with who were both in the Navy and in the Marine Corps. Hoorah to the Devil Dogs. Shout out to you guys. One of my friends was a Marine, and he was doing some training. And his old lady, I see her at the mall with another dude, and I tried to tell him when he got back. He didn't believe me. He couldn't accept the fact that his beautiful little princess could ever do him dirty like that. Well, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Eventually, she got sloppy. Eventually, she got caught up, and my man did some time in the brig for what he did to her. You think Chris Brown banged Rihanna up? Well, You're right. But Rihanna, compared to what he did to his girl, Rihanna got her hair washed at the salon. Just to give you an example, okay? It was ugly, and he did some time for that. But I want to say to you guys, you don't want to be the guy who proactively goes after a chick you know got another dude. Now, you're going to ask some questions if you're smart. You're going to ask, you got a man, you got this, you got that, and you got no guarantee she's not going to lie to you. So let's put that out there. You don't know if she's even able to tell the truth. That much be aware of. But you got to do the homework, fellas. You got to believe you ain't the only guy she's talking to, especially here in the English-speaking West, especially out here where, you know, gratification and liberation are preached to these girls since they're barely old enough to tie their shoes. It's very hard to find an actual single woman in the West. And I don't mean the IRS's definition of single, basically just meaning not married. And even then, actually, because some of these chicks, man, they actual scoundrels. But nah, bro, do not be the kind of guy that bangs another man's woman, because the simp in him, especially if he's still plugged into the mix, if this guy's still blue pilled and he still believes in the Disney fairy tales, that the simp inside of him catching you on top of his old lady, stroking her in and out with the long strong, the sight of that to him will break that man. And he just might air the whole place out and himself for good measure. You ain't ever met a woman you weren't related to anyway, that was worth going to jail for, that was worth going to the hospital for. You have never met a woman you don't have a blood relationship with who was worth it to you to end up in the graveyard decades ahead of schedule for, bro. I don't care how bad she is. I don't care how fat that ass is. I don't care how big them titties are. I don't care how pretty her face is, bro. If you even suspect this chick got a dude at home, or he got a key to her house, or he following her because he can't trust her, or he got a PI on her like the show Cheaters, and they can pull up anytime because they've been following her for a month, a week, a couple months, and you get caught up in that, bro, for nothing? Nah, dog. Don't let it be you. Let the bro code be your guide, man. If you even think this chick is hooked up, just tell her to bring proof she ain't. All right? Quick one for you guys today, man, but I just wanted to be, just guys, be careful out here, man. These girls are running game, and they aren't caring about the consequences, because it's very rare that women suffer the consequences for their words and actions. How many times have you seen guys, on a side note, get pulled into a fight that didn't even need to be a fight because there was a woman involved, couldn't keep her fucking mouth shut or know what to say out of it when she finally did have to open it? We've all seen it. Some of us have had to be the guy that had to come step in and play hero in those scenarios. So yeah, man, just be careful out here. Watch your asses, fellas. That said, that's my time. Like the video, comment down below, subscribe to the channel. Never let your brother suffer in silence when the truth can set him free. Network as we working. Till next time.